Phew. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I apologize. I actually just got out of the shower and was rushing around this morning. Believe it or not, I have been awake since 3. One of those nights that me worrying about not being prepared for my Sunday Live with MJ kind of kept me up during the night. So I decided to finally crawl out of bed at 4 a.m. and get my projects done for this morning. So yesterday's class prep was, good morning, Bonnie, it took up the most of my day yesterday. I did take some breaks and do some things, but, you know, did some cleaning and ran to the store so Aaliyah could do some driving and all that stuff. So, phew, I need to catch my breath because I literally just booked it to my kitchen to get some water. Wanted another cup of coffee, but just wasn't in the cards right now, so I'll have that afterwards. Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Jo Snyder. Welcome to MJ's Shady Anchors Sunday. It is my Sunday Live with MJ. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm so honored that you are here with me today as I catch my breath. So hopefully I'm not too scattered. I did 2 3D projects to share with you. One is really simple, not so much a 3D project, but it would be great for kids, perfect craft for kids for Valentine's Day, using this product suite. And it's more so the designer series paper and the stamp set that I chose to use for most of the projects today. I know that I'm going to share a ton of, hi Julie, hi Jane, hi Beverly, a ton more projects. Well, I can't say a ton, but this suite is definitely going to be my focus this week when I have time to craft. We'll see how that goes. Hi Lori. But I have so many things I want to do as far as making cards with this this kit. I need to share this over to my page. I apologize. I'm like all over the place. Let me just refresh my little thing here. We'll get there. Hopefully you guys are, there we are. We're going to share to my page and post. It's really weird how my, when I watch this on my iPad, it skips sometimes. So I've turned the volume down, swipe so I can see my comments. Okay, hi Melissa, I saw you popped on too. So anyway, I owe somebody photos of my setup. That is my goal after I'm done filming here. So Rosellen, if you're watching or catching the replay, your photos of my setup will be coming to you. And if anyone else wants to see them, and I guess I could probably just share with everybody here. Not everybody, I'll share it with my team because not everybody here really needs to or cares about how I set up. You just care about me coming on Sundays and sharing creativity. So, but I am going to work on that and have that available to others that may be interested. So just a couple of quick pictures. So we're going to jump right in. Again, we have one treat that is perfect for kids, easy to make. They can even help you make them. And they use the Hershey hearts. And they're perfect colors to go with this paper. It's coordinating. I have another treat holder that holds those Lindar truffles. Now you can make this in any color for any occasion you want to, but oh, I'm so excited. It's actually a case project from, I didn't write the name down, so I apologize. And I also copied a layout of another card for a card that I did. So we have a card and 2 3D projects, super simple. The bigger 3D project is a little bit more intense, but easily replicatable, so no worries there. And the card is just a simple layout, so it's really going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to show you what these amazing dies do in this suite. It's so amazing. I was blown away. Prizes. Let's go over the prizes before I flip the camera. And I know I just wrote down who the winners were. Do you think I know where I put my sheet? Absolutely not. Oh, there it is. Okay, Lisa Bailey has won the mask and the spool of ribbon that coordinates with the mask. So that is, I believe, Coastal Cabana, part of that Playing with Patterns triple pack of ribbon. So Lisa Bailey, I will get those in the mail to you. Congratulations. And Ann Olson, thank you for sharing, all of you that shared my video last week. Ann Olson, you are getting the sampler pack of the hydrangea suite. So like the designer series paper, some of the foils, the ribbon, some of the embellishments, and card bases in about, what are there, 5 colors, 6 colors there. So you'll be able to make some stuff with that. And I think there's even envelopes in there. So Ann Olson, you are the winner of that prize. Thank you everyone for all of your support continuously on my journey here with Stampin' Up. It's just so awesome that you guys are so supportive. And thank you for placing orders and purchasing my classes and just all that amazing stuff. Don't forget, before I turn this down, you guys have the opportunity during January and February, if you place at least a $50 order, you will earn the entry into a celebration in March. That's March 14th. It is going to be an online event. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to make 5 cards during that event. There'll be exclusive prize patrol drawings, and of course you'll be sent a thank you gift with your make and takes. So anyone placing a $50 order during January and February, with or without the host code, I prefer you using the host code unless your order is $150 or more. So and of course you guys know that with my weekly spiel. So remember that March 14th, I have an exclusive event as of the end of February. So the last day of February, I will figure out everybody that has placed orders in January and February, get all the kits around, send them in the mail immediately on March 1st so that you have those in time for that March 14th event. So I'm super excited about that. And that also includes anyone that purchased my class and ordered at least $50 in product for that class. Like if you ordered extra stuff, and I think the bundle was an add-on, but if you ordered the extra stuff as well and your order was over $50, then you also qualify for that as well. So I'll put the host code for this week down on the table. We're going to flip the camera real quick. And then I'm going to point you down. I might have some adjusting here, so bear with me because I just kind of threw everything together so that I could just get started with you guys today. Sometimes I'm completely scatterbrained. So a little adjusting. We got some tilting going on. Close your eyes for a minute. I don't want to tilt, but there we go. Now we're good. Okay, this week's host code. I need some tape to tape down my mat. That is over here. All right, so this is this week's host code. If you place an order in my online store of $35 or more, you will get today's make and takes, so in the mail. So, and you'll get them in time for, hopefully, if I have enough supplies. Don't quote me. But if I have enough paper and stuff, then I will be able to send that to you. So you have it prior to Valentine's Day. So, okay, a lot of stuff going on. So I want to highlight some of the products in this suite, and I know I've done it before. So again, this is today's host code for the week. I will post this in the description of this video once we are done here today, so that you can reference this video and find the host code, and you can just copy it and paste right into the online store. Okay, I think we're good there. We'll set that aside. Don't forget that awesome starter kit deal. I can't stress that enough. If you are going to purchase at least $100, or you have $125 in your wish list worth of stuff. Let me find the papers. So if you know you have $125 worth of stuff on your wish list, if not more, and if you have more, this just makes even more sense. Buy the starter kit. It's $99 plus tax, free shipping. You get these 5 packs of paper. So that is the Regals, the 2020-2022 in colors, neutrals, subtles, and the brights. And each pack of these have 40 sheets of 6x6 paper. So $99 plus tax. You put all that stuff, $125 worth of product that you want on your wish list into your cart. purchase that starter kit. And actually it's a process of joining it, and I say join loosely, so don't stress over that. Again, it's just a smart thing. You get all this paper, and then any of your future orders, even like during celebration, you get a discount and qualify for celebration product. You do not get celebration free product if you're purchasing the starter kit in that purchase, but any purchase thereafter in January and February, you do qualify, plus you get a 20% discount. So you can't beat it. It's a great opportunity. And if that's all you end up getting the starter kit for is because you want these papers, then that's fine too. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to have classes. You don't have to do anything. You can just support your hobby, purchase from yourself, and get a discount doing so. So just so you know, that's an option. You can also throw in that mini stamp, cut, and emboss machine in your cart for your join option. That is something you can do. Let me just put these papers away. So Kay's cards. Karen, I see that you're on here. Thank you for joining us this morning. I messaged you, so please check out your message. It's a private Facebook message because back in December when I did all those drawings it might have been the beginning of January, for my, anyway, it doesn't matter when I did the drawings. You won this pack of Neutrals Designer Series paper from the current catalog. So if you live within the United States, I can ship this to you. If you live outside the United States, then I can send you handmade cards. So please check your message and send me your address if you want to claim this prize. If not, just message me and I will toss this in the prize basket for another drawing. So and that's okay too. There's no pressure there. I just wanted to let you know that I did message you. Hi, Haley. Hi, Jenny. So these are coordinating colors with the product suite we're using today, as well as basic black and basic white. Okay. So we have, I already forgot the name of it. Sahara Sand, Blushing Bride, and Rococo Rose. And these are card bases here. So I just wanted to share those coordinating colors. And of course, not Whisper White, Basic White is now the name of the paper, the white paper, and Basic Black. So these are, and I've already dug into those matte black dots. I think these are on back order. If you find that you want this entire suite after I show it to you, you can purchase it with one item number. But if you find that you enter that item number and it says that the suite is back ordered, it just means like maybe one or two items might be back ordered. So you can't select the entire suite. I don't know if it will let you and still allow those back order items to go in your cart. So I could be totally misleading you, but you may have to enter those items in separately. I do know that these were on back order. They're amazing. So that is part of the suite. This beautiful ribbon, which has two sides. There's a shimmer side that is just all Blushing Bride. And then there is this side that kind of has specks of glitter Sahara Sand. It's so beautiful. Probably should open my curtain so we can see a little bit better. Let the light shine in. There you go. And we have these beautiful, and I'm surprised I didn't use these today. I will, don't worry. These are beautiful hearts. And they, there's 20 in a pack, silver hearts to accent your projects. We have, I believe, if I share something that is not in this suite, actually, let me grab my book so I'm not giving you misinformation. This is like right in the front of the catalog, the JJ Mini. And I wanted to say oh no, they're separate. But they highlighted them in that suite, so that's why I was going to show you those blending brushes. I just saw that Stampin' Storage, not to promote anything other than Stampin' Up, but Stampin' Storage is coming out with a storage for these blender brushes, or blending brushes. I might actually get a couple if I get my supply up. But I just wanted to share those. This is, I mean, there's a ton of, like thousands of bristles there. Very soft. They are, when you use your water-based ink, they are washable. It just takes a minute for them to dry. I can't wait to use these. We're going to be using these soon. I'm just going to set those aside only because that suite highlighted them. It is not part of the suite. All right. We have this beautiful black and white Designer Series paper, which you know I always like to use this when we have that option. And maybe you don't know that, but this is one side. I'm just going to flip through these. You can totally, if you like to color, like the adult coloring books, this paper and your blends or your coloring pencils, your with Stampin' Write markers, awesome, awesome, awesome for this paper. You have this design, which we're going to use today. And that looks like succulents. To me, they look like succulents. I'm not sure if that's what they're meant to be, but we have black and white stripe. And the floral image in the background, absolutely love this. I can totally see using blender brushes on all these, or blending brushes. Let me get the appropriate name for that. Blending brushes. You get 3 in a pack, and they're only $12 too, by the way. So there's that. These beautiful flowers, which you can fussy cut. I know some people don't like to do that, but you can fussy cut them and color them. And I think Lori Longwell actually did a presentation using that the other day. This is blinding to me, so I can't stare at it too long, but it's a nice geometric. I could probably use that in little strips, but it's a bit much when it's a full sheet like that. Then there's this, more stripes, more pretty flowers, a lot of coloring. You can even color like the background of that. We had paper like that one year for a celebration item. Hi, Terry. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Melissa. I'm not sure if I said anything to you earlier. Hi, Rachel. And okay, so you can color. We had a black and white designer series paper that was available. I don't know if it was last celebration or this or the one prior, but you could color the background and then color the flowers as well. Really pretty. And then here's another design. Did I share that? Yeah, I did. Here's another design, another floral design, and of course black, white base with black polka dots. So very pretty paper. Love, love, love. And that was my tape, and it did break, so classic. Okay, anyway, we're all good. It may have just been the top that broke, that went flying. So anyway, I'm so sorry. This is the beautiful paper that has the foil accents. So you have, of course, Rococo Rose with Rococo Rose foil accents. Love this paper. We have Blushing Bride with Blushing Bride foil accents. And of course, Sahara Sand that has those Sahara Sand foil accents on there as well. It's just so beautiful. Elegant paper. It'd be great for like doing weddings. Thanks, Mary, for sharing. Hi, Judy. Be great for weddings. I can definitely see party favors and stuff like that. Oh, yes, Rachel, this whole suite is just amazing. And not to mention Lori Agassi, who is one of my downline and friends. I don't like to refer to my team as downlines. It just sounds so discrediting. I mean, they're my team, but thanks, Lisa, for sharing. They're my friends. I mean, we are like a family, so it's hard for me. But anyway, Lori Agassi and I are pairing up, and we are going to be offering a class that is not Valentine's. It will be Everything Love, because we won't get it out before Valentine's Day. We'll announce it, but it won't be till the end of February when you actually are able to do the class. Not sure if there'll be online elements to that class, but we will be offering that class featuring this suite. This is the Sahara Sand foil. That is the Rococo Rose. And sorry, I'm only like pulling out bits and pieces, but I really have cut into this. And then of course you have, sorry for the reflections, this is the Blushing Bride. So we have all those pretty foils. And once you see what some of the dies do with this suite, oh my, I actually used to take time to cut all the dies out and have them on display, and I haven't been able to do that. And it's so much better when you have that visual. Hi, Sharon. Thank you for joining me. If you guys are if this is your first time watching me, be sure to let me know where you're from, because I like to, it's fun to see where where we reach out to. I think it's awesome. Okay, this is the Forever and Always stamp set, which coordinates with the Always dies. You just can't get a feeling for what this really does without actually cutting them. You have some flower image. They will outline these images. So you have leaves and flowers for the leaves. So they will cut those out. You have that tiny flower. We'll cut that out. You have two different layers of the words. So you can stamp the words. You can also die cut the words. And then they have like the bigger background where you can layer that. And let me just show you an example. This was my swap card this week. I'm still missing one, and it's probably actually sitting down in the mailbox because I didn't check the mail yesterday, so sorry. But this is what that will do. You can layer those dies. It's so awesome. This was my swap card this month, but I don't want to show you too much because I want to wait till that have that other one and jump on and share those with you. So everybody did an amazing job with the swap cards this month. So exciting. So that is that die set that coordinates with the Forever and Always, and these are the Always dies. You can get these separately as a bundle, or you can buy them separate also, but these are bundled together. So that's one bundle in the suite. You also have another bundle in the suite, which is the one that I'm focusing on mainly today. And that is the Always in My Heart. We're going to do an anniversary and some Valentines. So it's exciting. We're going to use some dies that coordinate with those images. And this is that amazing, the dies that coordinate. So you have multiple floral images. So you can stamp twice and then cut them, so you can cut multiples. I kind of did that and kind of can show you a sneak peek of some of that. Here is one that I stamped and die cut. So I kind of did the second generation stamping with Rococo Rose in the background and first generation with the outline. There's the leaves with Sahara Sand. These are beautiful. This die here will cut out all three of those flowers in outlines. So you have that. I think I used the other pieces. So that and the outline to that flower I just showed you, which I already set aside. This one. That one I didn't cut out very well, but it outlines. You can totally layer these on top of one another. Like if that piece right there will layer right on top of that flower. It's just so beautiful. And cutting out the foil really adds so much. I don't know. Do you remember that Everything is Rosy product medley? That was exclusive. It only came out for a little while. That's when they first introduced the product medleys, and now they offer them continuously. It's awesome, almost with every catalog. Hi, Bonnie. So yeah, these are the dies. So you can cut out multiple. I think there's two of each of those images. You have this string of hearts. I think this is just going to leave a heart edge. I have not used that yet. Maybe we'll play around and see. This banner is amazing. It actually allows you to stamp the curvature of the stamped images, the Happy Anniversary and Be My Valentine, and then you can die cut it out, and it does some pretty cool things, and we're going to use that today as well. So I'm going to keep these two handy. We'll set these two aside for now. Just remember, when you purchase $35 or more, you also get each week with the host code, you will get that Demo Design Dream Team project tutorial. That's 16 projects. And we featured projects from for January, we did celebration projects. So, and they're mostly cards, but you also qualify to get that. And I try to send those out weekly to the people that place orders. So, hi, Wendy. So this is when you order, and thanks for sharing, Sharon. That was hard to say. Say that 10 times fast. This is just a sample of what the make and takes look like when I mail them out each week. It's just a little thank you for watching and or thank you for placing your order of $35 or more in my online store. So using the host code. So again, if you don't use the host code and you spend $150 or more, you will automatically get those. I don't want you to use the host code if you're spending that much because you will qualify for your own host rewards. Whew, I got all of that out. Okay. We are going to use, of course, coordinating ink, Rococo Rose, Sahara Sand, and Blushing Bride. Actually, I'm not sure if I use Sahara Sand in the projects that I'm making, but we will just go with it. All right, so I'm not going to need those. I did not use those today, and I won't need the hearts. I just wanted to highlight all that stuff. I am going to also use the layering circles and the heart punch pack. We're going to use those for one of our projects as well. So, all right. I think we can get started. That was a lot of talking. Enough talking, right? Enough talking. All right, let's see what we got going on. I think the first thing I want to do, did you guys see my mailboxes? I also made one with this paper. I thought it was cute with the little flag on there, and it has those little candies in it. So I was playing around, and then I thought, oh my gosh, it would be great with the snail mail suite. So then I changed up and used the snail mail suite. So that video is on YouTube, and there's a link here in the news feed here on my Facebook group. Wow, struggling today. I think I should sit down. Let's get some stuff over here. Something I want to share. We'll save that one for last. These are those cute little, so easy for your kids, little treats. And I did them in each color. I actually have a few extra. Looks like I'm going to be doing another Rococo Rose. But how easy is that? And I cased this. I don't know who did it, but I cased it. And it's just using the elements, the papers, the designer series paper and the foils and the stamp set, and just adhering these pieces of cardstock and stuff together with one of those Hershey little hearts at the end, so it looks like an arrow. So we are going to, and they're super easy to make. So I have two more, so let's make another Rococo Rose, and I'll leave that one out so I can see the design. And we'll set all these other ones back in my bin, and we'll get started. So let's find that. So I got some instructions. We'll just dump all that out. All right. We have, obviously, your candy. This candy matches perfectly. You got to go get some if you have this sweet. All right, to start, I already have this piece of the designer series paper with the foil accent. It doesn't matter. I tried to do it like maybe 4 inches, 4.5 inches, but it is an inch wide because we're also going to pull in, which I forgot to get out, the banner triple punch. And that's this punch. I don't know what I'd ever do if this retires, and I hope I didn't just jinx myself, but all right. We have a piece of Rococo Rose at 5.5 by 2. So you can probably get 6 out of a piece of cardstock. Yeah, probably 6, maybe 8. I'm not sure. No, I think 6. 5.5 by 2. The basic white piece of paper. I'm still using my Whisper white that I have left. It's almost gone. The basic white is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So it's going to layer on there just like that. And again, we have the foil that is probably about 4 inches by 1. And then I have this piece of foil that is 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to use Rococo Rose for my ink. So it's kind of monochromatic minus the white in a sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me find my seal that went flying. Let me move some stuff so I actually can sit down and craft with you. And I will grab my paper trimmer if I need it. Have that a little bit closer. And roll up my chair. There we go. All right, so let's get started. I did not break it. The top just went flying. That makes me happy. Let's do our stamping first. So let's get our stamp that we want. And I think I'll just do Be My Valentine. Actually, I think I will. You have to kind of eyeball where that is going to, I think I need to build it first. I can't remember because you don't want it to be in the way of the chocolate and you don't want it to be in the way of where you are going to be putting your arrows. So let's stamp it right there. Hopefully we can line that back up right where that is. It's about maybe an inch. Let's get this down here. You can't see down there. So again, we'll set that there. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So past that, I could probably stamp right there. Okay, Rococo Rose. That's the biggest thing, is making sure that you are placing your stamped image in a spot that's going to work with all the other elements that you're going to be putting on there. And of course, going with the stamp first before you assemble, because you don't want to assemble it. I'm going to have to bring it down closer. No, I'm good. You don't want to assemble it and then mess up what you stamped, and then you got to start over. So right there is good, and we will just work around it. It's a little crooked. See, now that would have totally prevented me. I'm just going to pull it in closer to me because you guys get the gist. I just want to make sure I'm lining it up right. And it's not crooked. There you go. But see, that's what I mean. You make a mistake stamping, you can flip it over and use the other side. Now, if you make another mistake, then you're going to have to cut another piece. There's nothing you can do about that. All right, so triple banner punch, or however you call it, banner triple punch, has an inch. I don't know why I'm putting it in that way. You have an inch, you have a 1.5 inch, and a 2-inch slot there. So you can do 3 different, that's why they call it triple. The triple is in there. You can do 3 different size banners, okay? So I've already punched off that one piece, and now I know, hopefully, I want to line that up again in that groove. I'm struggling right now. And why is it going beyond there? Punch out a normal, when you put it up against here, one of those, and then only a little ways. So make sure it's lined up and punch out another one like so. Okay. That you can set aside, keep it for another project, or continue to make these. And then I want to come in with this piece. Now I've already dovetailed that end with the punch, but I'm going to show you again. Come in here, line that up in there. That's 1 inch. Cut that. And then you can do your small one, and then all the way to the other end to fill that punch. And now you have everything you need to do your little arrow. So I want to start out with a little one. Now you can use glue dots. Using foil, I recommend that you use something that you know is not gonna, the sad thing about using foil, if you get adhesive on here, it's hard to get it off. Like you can see there's some there. You just have to keep rubbing and rubbing. Do not use an adhesive eraser. It will dull and just ruin your entire project if you're using foil. So my recommendation is to grab some glue dots if you want to do it that way. And it's probably the better way because you have, I'm actually going to grab some from my paper pumpkin, left over from my paper pumpkin kit. And my take your pick tool. But you can use what's on a roll. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to lay some adhesive on these with my glue dots. If you have your take your pick tool, it is remarkably wonderful to use with glue dots. One, you're not getting your hand all over them. Of course, these glue dots have a backing on them. And then, of course, the bigger pieces can use adhesive. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on these, and then we can go ahead and assemble this, just so we're all good to go. I'm going to give some tips about this adhesive. I had a fellow team member on another team I belong to had asked about if she was having, if anyone else was having trouble using the new Stamp and Seal. And I have become friends with it. I am not perfect with it, but I can give you some tips on how to use it so you're not getting frustrated or thinking the thing is broken. So I'm going to start right here, kind of close to the edge. And like I said, I don't want to interfere with my words. So is this going to be centered? I'm hoping we're going to be okay with this. Let's see what happens. So you don't have to necessarily space them out so far. So we got adhesive on that. We need this one. And I think we're going to be good. I hope. We'll see. I don't know if it's completely centered, but I think I took off that entire glue dot. But yeah, the seal can be a little, I don't want to say intimidating. You just have to know how to hold your wrist. And Celine Kempton actually gave a lot of pointers in a few of her videos. So if you want to go check her out as well, she will teach. She had actually, when it first came out, and we were all trying to get used to it, she did a few helpful tips and tricks. Oh, almost. It's okay though, it looks okay. All right, and it's a little further down than I wanted it, so, and, oh no, looks like I stamped them both crooked. Anyway, it's okay. Just trying to give you the measurements and show you how to put this together. Just the stamped image, maybe you want to use something a little bit different, or maybe you do want to stamp it after you have at least the arrow on there so that you are not interfering with the design of the arrow. And this, I'm going to also put glue dots on. I probably, actually, save myself some time. Maybe. I just don't want to get adhesive on the front of it. That just hangs off the back just a little, not quite to the edge, and down the center of that those feathers on the arrow. Okay. Now put this on your Rococo Rose piece with seal. So you can see that the seal kind of breaks way down here, and if it doesn't have anything to catch it, it won't advance. So a lot of times I have to advance it because I don't use it the correct way. So what you want to do is bend your wrist forward and let it break at the tip here, which I didn't do. Let it break at the tip. So if you're coming in, you can flick it and now you're good. You just have to be patient with it. They say you shouldn't have to flick it, but sometimes in order for it to break where it needs to, as long as you're holding it straight up when you go to break that adhesive at the tip, you should be okay. If not, grab your silicone mat, keep it handy, put a little strip on there of your adhesive if you don't want to get your fingers all gooped up with it. That way, if it doesn't break where it needs to, you can come back where you use that adhesive and advance it with the adhesive there. It's another helpful tip in using this. So it can be frustrating and daunting, but it's once you get the hang of it, and obviously I tend to not take my time with certain things because I'm usually in a hurry, or I feel like I'm keeping you guys too long, or whatever the case is. Don't rush. I mean, obviously, if you want your projects to turn out the way you're hoping, there's no need to rush unless you need something real quick, and that's when Paper Pumpkin comes into play, but that's a whole nother story. So this is my Seal Plus. I am just going to put a little bit of Seal Plus. Seal Plus is awesome because it's a track of adhesive. You can see that right here. It breaks. There's like little strips of adhesive, and it's stronger. So that's why I'm using the Seal Plus. Make sure your chocolate is covered. I mean, you know, you can buy chocolate in the store and sometimes the foil is coming apart. And then just rest that piece of candy on there. And that is your little treat. Super simple. You can make multiples with very little paper, and your kids will have an awesome treat to take to school for teachers, if they're even allowing that this year. But they'll have awesome treats to take to school for their teachers and stuff like that. So, or you can, if you work at the school. I know Lisa works at school, and she is awesome and does wonderful things with all the kids at school. And she always is making awesome things like that. It's great for craft fairs too, but of course that's the, you know, the beauty of the times we're in. We're not able to do all that stuff right now. Some of us anyway. So moving on, I'm going to put my notes aside for that project. We are going to go ahead and build our, let me show you what we got going on here. Little treat holder. How beautiful is this? So I used the Rococo Rose foil designer series paper. I used that ribbon. I'm going to take a sip of water. I've used those dies. You see how that lined image goes over the, and I didn't stamp. I actually cut it out with Rococo Rose paper. The stamp I didn't do masking, but you can do masking. I'm going to show you there is a way to do this without masking. You just have to make sure you're inking it in the right spot, or you can use Stampin' Write markers. I cut out more of the foil pieces. I just love it. It's just so beautiful. And of course, the little tiny hearts. So we can untie this. Oh, this is so cool. Untie this, open it up, pull the strings, And look what is in there. You have an entire tray, 3 of those Lindor truffles. Yum. Is that not adorable? I am not going to remake this using the foil. Even though the foil base is beautiful, I have real issues putting foil through my stamp cut and emboss machine when my, what am I trying to say? These, I totally lost my train of thought. You know what I'm saying. These mats, or whatever they're called, obviously I need new ones because this is so warped. They get all chewed up, and then that impression stays on the foil. I wish there was a way that I could figure out how to correct that. I've tried putting tissue in between. It just doesn't seem to help. So if anyone has some secrets out there, that would be great. Copy and share everything. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Thank you for clarifying that. People don't know what case means. That's exactly what it means. So thank you. Yes, plate. I struggle sometimes. So this was so adorable using the foil, but 1, I don't have enough foil. And 2, I just don't, like, I can flip it over and you can see how it gets chewed up from the plates on my machine. So I chose to just grab a piece of Blushing Bride, and we're going to make it that way. So let's go ahead and set this aside. And actually, maybe I should keep it apart so I remember what I'm doing. We have all kinds of little pieces here that we're going to design with. And I'm going to set that aside. You want to start out with, I gotta find my notes, and I'm going to show you, I have a template as well. But my notes, so the Designer Series paper, this piece is 9 5/8 by 7. And the insert is 7.5 by 4.5. And this is what it's going to need to look like. And I'm going to show you how to do this, obviously. We're going to score and do some cutting. So I have my templates here. Okay. Now I'll set all those pieces aside. We are going to do this. We'll do the top part, the package itself, and then we'll do the insert. So get my hands on things. Grab your scoring tool. And you're going to put the long side up. This paper is not directional. Because the flowers are going diagonal in both directions. So I love that about this paper. We are going to first score the long side, and be gentle because this paper is super thin. So be gentle when you're scoring. And even if you want to use the smaller tip, I recommend that as well. Just don't poke it through your paper. Excuse me. So the long side of the Designer Series paper, I want to start at 1 1/4. 8. I'm sorry, I'm not showing you where I'm at. So 1 1/4, 8, and 9 1/4. I'm going to turn that clockwise once to the short side, and I'm going to score at 1 1/4, 2 7/8, 4 1/8, and 5 3/4. So again, I'll go over those. Long side, 1 1/4, 8, and 9 1/4. Short side, 1 1/4, 2 7/8, 4 1/8, and 5 3/4. Okay, and you're all done scoring. Now, for this piece anyway. So we have that. We're going to build this part, and then we'll go to the insert. So this is what I want it to look like. Now we have that little piece down here. So let's go ahead and varnish all these before we get all carried away. Grab your bone folder. And just go ahead and varnish those edges. I think this paper, oops, I just ripped it, but I don't need that piece, thankfully. This paper is a little bit harder to fold those creases, so please be gentle. Make sure you're getting it lined up. You can see that I ripped it, but this piece we're cutting off anyway, so it doesn't make a difference, right? Yes, okay. It's just a different texture of paper, and I think it's because it's got the normal cardstock sense, you know, kind of stuff in the background, and then the foil accent. So just be very, very gentle with it. Show it some love. Another reason I didn't want to use the foil for the insert, even though it's so beautiful, I'm going to second guess myself on that, is because when you fold it, the edges, you can see the edges turn white because of the white core of it. So we'll see how it looks with this, with just the cardstock and the designer series paper. I'm sure it's still going to look beautiful. Okay, so we have this. This is the side we're going to do some cutting on first. This is what it's going to look like. So the part that has that, what is it, 1/4 of an inch? That is right there. We're going to do some cutting on that end first. So grab my scissors in my cup. Proud of me. First thing I want to do is cut away the second one in from this side. And I probably should turn it before I go and mess myself up. So that is actually the one I need. So we're going to turn it. I'm going to end up messing this up. That I actually need that piece and it's ripped. So bummer. I wonder if I can do it. I'm going to come from the other side. So if I flip this, we're going to use the other side. So we'll look at this as the template. Because I don't want this piece because I ripped it. Okay? So bend to all these other pieces and cut that piece off. You can use your paper trimmer if you're more agile with that. I just don't want the piece I ripped. Okay. So that piece is gone. Snip up the other score lines. And if it's hard to see this way, then turn your paper over and try and do it that way. I'm trying to keep it where the design is so that I know what I'm doing. So this is going to be the flap. I don't want to do anything with the flap that's going to go inserted into the box. So let's just move that away right now. Okay. These two pieces I'm going to end up trimming. This one I don't need at all. So I'm just going to cut that at an angle. And I did that because it's going to go together better. And then come down to the other side and we're going to do the same thing. Just cut that away at an angle and just get rid of it so you know where you're at. Like so. Yes, but the only thing is, and you can use it like the plate, I'm reading Lori's comment, using your plates, hi Judy, using your plates that are designated for your foils is awesome for embossing because you know you're not going to leave any impression, but I actually have to cut into the foil to make the circles. So even though you're doing that, if your foil doesn't cover the entire base, eventually they're going to get chewed up. But yes, brand new plates will work for a minimal amount of time, but at least they'll work. If you designate like a top plate for nothing more than that, eventually it does get, you know, it will get rough, but definitely having fresh plates for doing foil, I totally agree. Best option. Totally the best option. So I'm going to come in here because I prefer to use my trimmer for this part because I want these two flaps to be even. And so I bent this one down because I don't want to cut that off. I need about, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch there. So if you measure this out to 1 inch and just trim those off, you don't need those. So you can get rid of those. Okay, so far so good. We haven't cut anything we're not supposed to. The only other thing we have to do is come to the other side. So that is the part that is going to open and you're going to pull the thing out of. The other side, you're just going to snip these to that score line. And the smaller squares, which are these two squares, you're going to angle, both on the outside and the inside. Get your other pieces out of the way so you're not cutting things you shouldn't. How many of you love to do 3D projects? I know there's a few of you out there that absolutely love doing 3D. And when you make them, do you use them? I mean, I know some of you are demonstrators. Do you use them as gifts, or do you hoard the finished product or project to look at and display in your craft room? Because I'm terrible with making multiples of something and then not giving them away. I was watching Erica Serwin the other day, and she was talking about someone had asked her what she does with them, and people like throw them out. She's like, I throw them out. Keep the food, throw them out. I'm like, no. Sometimes she gives them away. I'm sure that's not all the time, but where she's throwing things out. So we have everything cut the way we need to. It matches our template. Yay. We have this. Now we can put this together. And of course, you know it's going to fold with that going on the inside. That's the goal. And it looks like I need to varnish another line that I didn't. So what I want to do, this is going to go on the inside, like so. And I'm going to add some Seal Plus. You can use Tombow. You can use tear and tape. I'm going to use Seal Plus because it's handy right here. Make sure it doesn't want to stick very well on that foil. And then I'm going to, there's a secret to folding things like that. Fold this over, this has the adhesive, and then just fold that piece over, and hopefully it's lined up okay. It's not looking so, but we're good. There, okay? Now you have to adhere these ends. I always like the seam of stuff to face the opposite side that I don't want it to show on the top. This is going to actually close in like this. And we'll have to do some additional cutting to that to make it fold in better, and we'll get to that. So the seam is here, and so when I fold these in, I want this to fold down and seal it all together. But right now, because I forgot, I need to come in with and it's better to do this when you haven't started assembling. I want to angle these as well. Those two flaps that we trimmed earlier, those get angled. So that when you're folding this in, you can actually make these, leave them like this, store them somewhere, you know, and then put the rest of it together when you're ready to use it. And that just goes right in there. Gets tucked right in there. You may even need to round the corners on that flap, but that should get tucked right in there. And now we can go ahead and finish this part. So I flipped this over. There's the seam. And we're going to put some seal on this, or Seal Plus, not seal, sorry, so that it adheres nicely. And there you go. So that is your box. Nice. All right, let's do the insert. Again, this is what we're making if anyone's just chiming in. Hi, Susan. Hi, Laura. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Joyce. Thank you for being here on your Sunday morning. This piece, again, measures 7.5 by 4.5. So we already have our box. Grab your scoring tool. And I have this noted as the foil piece, but I'm not using the foil. And we're going to put the long side up, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch on both sides. So this is an odd measurement. So what I'm going to do to save any kind of confusion, I'm going to score at 1/2, and I'm going to turn it around and score the other side at 1/2. Just keeps it simple. Then the short side, I'm going to again score at 1/2, 2, 2.5, and 4. So again, long side, 1/2, turn it, the other side of the long side, 1/2. The short side, we want to score at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 2.5, and 4. Then we're going to grab our template, and I'm going to show you what that needs to look like. We are going to cut a few things away, and we need to punch some holes. So let's varnish our lines. I could have had you guys here all day because I wanted to just keep creating stuff. So I can't wait to make more stuff and share those with you in photos and maybe another YouTube video or so. We'll see what I can come up with. but I'm absolutely loving this suite. And again, look forward to a class being announced with this suite in February. All right, so we've varnished all those edges, all those creases, I mean. We're going to do some cutting. So figure out which side is going to be what's going to connect it all together. So I need to cut off 2 of the corner squares. And I think actually, let me just see, I think those will get a diagonal too. I think I just forgot to do it in my sample, probably because I was cutting that at 5 o'clock this morning. All right, and yes, so cut these at a diagonal, like so. And then you're going to come in on both ends, and you're going to snip up to the score line. And again, you're going to angle these. So that it closes easier. And then do the same on the other side. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Laura. I like it when you guys like what I'm doing. And actually, I cased this, and I'll figure out who the lady was. I can't remember. She was from the UK, and it was a couple years ago. She was doing a Christmas one with gold foil. And it had those candies in with the gold foil wrapper. So, all right, so we have all that done. We've angled those flaps, and we've angled the 2 little ones on this end. Now I need to come in. We have this facing the right way. I want to come in with my crocodile, wherever I may have placed that. I know I have it here. There it is. And I want to, what is this? I'm not sure, 1/8 of an inch, maybe, this little hole. Yes, it's 1/8 of an inch. So I want to, on the first flap right here, I want to, is that the one I want? No, I want the bigger one. Sorry, I want the bigger hole because I'm feeding the bigger ribbon through it. In the center of that flap, go ahead and punch a hole. Now, what you need to do is, and it's going to be difficult because you want to make sure these are lined up because it doesn't fold flat, but you want to make sure those panels down there are lined up so that you have that hole in the same spot as the other panel, like so. Okay, hopefully you saw that okay and I wasn't like all close in your face. So those are cut at the same spot. All right, so we have that. Now we can do something. I have to remember this part because it's a little tricky. I want to grab my ribbon, wherever my spool of ribbon is. I'm going to use this really pretty ribbon. And the first thing I want to do, it's okay to adhere this together because I can still do that part in a minute. So for this, use your Seal Plus or your tear and tape. So let's pull in tear and tape so I can show you how that works for people that aren't familiar. And I'm just going to grab that. I have more control when I put this on my wrist. Like so. And make sure it is adhered really well. Come in with my take your pick tool and tear that backing off there and fold that piece in and bring this over like so. So now you've created that. I forgot to cut the holes. We have to start over. Oh, bummer. I got all excited and forgot to cut the holes. Let me grab another piece of paper. Just when you're on a roll, just when you think you're on a roll, we'll just take this piece. Is that the right color? Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got all excited. Let me quickly do this. We're going to get this measured 4.5. And we're going to do their scoring. Rewind. Don't, if you're following along and creating this, I'll make sure I put a warning in the thing above. I've done that to someone before. I think it was Beverly was making it along with my video, and I made a mistake. I felt terrible. So she made the mistake too. So I will put a notation in the description above this video so that nobody is following along from the beginning because I don't want you guys to mess up all your paper. So, okay, quickly, let's score this again. I probably could have found a way to just take that apart, but I don't want to deal with that. All right, long side, 1/2 inch. Turn it, 1/2 inch. Short side, 1/2 inch. 2 inches, 1/2 inch, 4 inch. If all else fails, you'll know the measurements to that, right? All right. It has mess on it, but that's okay. It's not gonna, nobody's gonna see it. I think I ran ink over it one day and messed it up. But it'll be the inside of my box. Okay, let's get back to cutting real quick. I'm gonna angle that, cut that off. I understand why people do clean recordings of videos sometimes and put them on YouTube because, excuse me, life happens. There's no, it's not like I could rewind and do this over in a live. You guys are so patient with me. Hi, Roslyn. I made a mistake on one of my projects that I'm working on because I forgot to cut the holes in, so I'm kind of redoing it. I created the box before cutting my holes. So we're going to fix that though. We're just going to do it all over again. So I'm just kind of catching up on cutting a new piece because I got too far ahead of myself. All right, so before we adhere anything, this is the flap that is going to adhere in there. So I want to mark this side where I want to put my circles. So I'm going to grab my ruler. If I can find it. Here it is. Grab my ruler. And I want to, excuse me, mark this at 1/4 or 1 1/4. I need to get a pencil out here. 1 1/4. I'm just going to put a dot. And another 1 1/4 from that end. So that is now got me, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4 inches in between. So at 3/4, I'm going to put another little dot. That's where I'm going to center the circles that I'm going to cut. So I want my magnetic platform in my big machine because that's how it's going to work today. And I'm sorry that we're so close. All right, we're going to lay this in there. We've made our dots, even though they're not like right centered in the piece of paper. No worries. I want my layering circles, and I'm going to use the smallest circle. Smallest circle from the layering circles. And that just, you want to make sure when you're laying this on here that, can you guys see that? Even though the circle, the dot isn't in the center, I want to make sure I'm in the, that's where I'm going to be cutting. Make sense? And it's moving on me because I'm using a magnetic platform. So grab my top plate, which is all bent. Every time I think about placing an order, I forget to put necessities in my order. I always want stuff to play with, not all those necessities. This would be me. I am so not good at 3D projects. I think it's my left-handedness. That's my excuse. You're funny, Bonnie. I just was getting ahead of myself, and I only wrote down the measurements and not the instructions themselves. So, that was my bad. I should have put a note. Remember to cut circles before adhering together. So we are just going through with that. This is also chewing up my paper. Definitely time for some new plates. All right. I even looked to see if I had any new ones from my old Big Shot. And I mean, this, obviously this, my base plate right here is from my Big Shot, but I didn't have any of those either. This magnetic platform. I can't wait to get one that's, replaces this one when they get that all squared away. All right, 3 circles. Now we're good to go. And then we'll set this aside because I think we're going to use our mini stamp cut and emboss machine for the other cuts. All right, that out of the way. All right, so we got those. And sit back down and we'll get this assembled. All right, now you can get your tear and tape and you can put this all together, but we got to make our holes. So I want this to go like this. This is going to be the side that I want my holes on. So let's grab our, you can use whatever hole punch you have. It doesn't have to be what I'm using. So we did that hole, and then we're going to line that up again with the one below. Make sure it's lined up when you feed that in, and eyeball that, and make sure you're cutting in the same spot. Okay, like so. Now, here we are back to where we left off. Okay, now grab your tear and tape, and that is going to go on the outside here, right? Because it gets tucked in. Yes. Tear and tape right here. Yes, using a punch would work too, but I don't have a punch that is, I think it's 1 1/8. I don't have a 1 1/8 inch circle punch, so I had to use the layering circles. That's what she used in the video as well. But if you have, let me just make sure it's 1 1/8. Yes, if you have a 1 1/8 circle punch, definitely punch them. You're going to save yourself so much grief than trying to, and that's, you also would be able to use the foil for that because you're not going to mess up your foil paper. So great comment there, Melissa. I appreciate that because yes, there are ways around gumming up your, not gumming up your paper, but messing up your foil. All right, let's get this where I need it. Like so. So we've folded that over. We got that. This end is not where I'm going. This is going to be the end that pulls out of my little goodie thing, my treat holder. So again, I want this flap to go down last. So that's going to be the flap that gets adhesive. For this little piece, I'm just going to use my Seal Plus. If I can get my hands in there. And again, Tombow works great for 3D projects. I'm going to get those lined up. Make sure it's lined up when you're laying that on there. So there's that, all set. Now we are going to, here's our box. And I want a piece of that ribbon. Probably about 4 inches is plenty. You're not tying it. You are just going to, where's my ribbon scissors? You are just going to feed it through. At least I don't think I tied it. No, I didn't, because it ends up getting sealed in there. So feed one end through, right? Yes, but I want the glitter to show, so twist it, okay? One end through. You're going to tuck these in. You are going to lay this piece down. I know this is going to seem really big and bulky, but it's going to work, I promise. Just make sure you got enough there. Now, I want these points to go in the same direction. And that way, and I know it's just a little bit. If you need a little more slack than that, then feel free to use more ribbon than that. I just thought 4 inches would probably be plenty for me, so long as I don't fray the end. All right, now tuck those in, grab that, grab your adhesive, put a little bit of Seal on there, Seal Plus. I keep grabbing the wrong one. Seal Plus. And be patient with yourself because it's a little trying with the ribbon I'm using. You can use different ribbon. You know, you can use twine. It's not sticking. I'm going to just go in there and kind of reinforce that so it doesn't fall apart on me. Okay, now we're good. That is going to be the little pull tab, okay? Now, secret to putting these candies in here. Let me grab 3. Actually, let me find something else. I was going to use these with the strawberry, but I think these match better with this. So I have 3 different. Okay, these are strawberry flavored. get to try one because there's one left. No, there isn't. Okay, I lied. But it just gives you a different color to work with. So those, just now when you're putting these in, press them down because you want them to not wiggle in your packaging. Don't rip your paper. I certainly don't want you to rip your paper, but just tuck those in there a little bit so they're not jiggling. Okay. We're going to open our box. Very delicate paper. It scares me. We're going to slide this in and close it up. How awesome is that? Now, grab some more of that ribbon, or you can use another ribbon. I think I just love the glitter part of it. So there we go. All right. So we are going to move stuff. You want enough so that you can tie a bow. So probably 22, 24 inches. I have no idea. I'm winging it. And it's not necessary, but my other box when I was making it would not stay closed. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to put some ribbon there just to give it a little bit of bling. Tie it in a bow. Don't tie it in a knot. I need to give myself a little bit more on this side because you want to be able to open it. It's not going to be a belly band because there's going to be stuff adhered on top of it. So, again, what is the deal? It's really not rocket science. Tie your bow. I always have way too much, but I guess it's okay if I need that slack. There's my bow for what it's worth. All right, it's not laying the way I want it to, but so you know I'm going to redo it, right? Because that's who I am. The card I have to show you is super simple. We have some die cutting to do, but it's not going to take that long. I just really fell in love with this box. Again, be gentle. This paper is super delicate. I'm squashing it at the moment, trying to hold my... Lord have mercy. Maybe I'm not going to use the ribbon. I'm sorry, friends. Are you totally laughing at me right now? Oh, yes. The Lindor truffles are so yummy. Yum, yum. Okay. So now that we finally got our bow, we can kind of judge that down a little bit because it's not adhered. And if you want to make it even, just come in and snip some of that. But leave yourself enough slack because you're going to end up wanting to open that and you'll have to retie it. Not liking how big that loop is. I'm being a little picky today, aren't I? All right. Definitely want to make sure you can still tie it when you open it. Okay, so there's that. We are going to do some decorating. I want to show you how I did the stamping. I'm like, what does that ribbon go to? Let's tuck these in here. I actually am going to give these away. So we're going to put this in there. And I will tie that one up later, but I want you to see how I decorated that. So we are going to need, this is where we're going to pull in all these other pieces of foil and all that stuff. So, is this the right one? No. It must be. That might be for my card. Nope, it's the right stuff. Okay, we're good. I just don't know what this big piece is for. For my heart. Yes, my scalloped heart. So you're going to come in with the scalloped heart, punch one of those. You want to come in with the other heart in the heart punch pack. And there it is. And we're going to punch just a regular heart in white, basic white. I'll keep that. I might need it. Take another drink. I can't wait for a second cup of coffee. Where is there a Lindor outlet? Road trip. Yeah, as if, right? Road trip by myself. Social distancing. You guys, we can not carpool, but we can all have like a trail of cars going down to the Lindor. Seriously, where is it? I don't know if anyone commented, but It's like going to Hershey Park. You smell chocolate the entire way once you reach a certain spot. Okay, stop talking and do this. Okay, I need my mini. We need our mini, and we need some dies because we are going to do some die cutting. All right, what do I want to do? All right, we are going to do some stamping. Let's grab the dies we need. I need to get these chocolates out of my face or I'm going to eat them. Okay, so I want to cut some of these. And I need my plates. Believe it or not, my counter was completely clean this morning when I decided to pick up. I'm using this die that has all those fancy leaves and little kind of botanical looking things on the foil that is, I don't want to ruin this big piece of foil. There's a smaller piece. The Sahara sand foil. I have a piece that's going to fit on. I also want to grab the floral pieces, these ones here, and I'm going to put that on Blushing Bride. And we're going to cut these out together. So sandwich those in. And you know what else I could cut? Some of those hearts. So back it up. And then I can place, I don't know if you guys can see all this because of everything I got going on. Let me bring this way. So I'm laying all these dies on here. And I know this doesn't cover the entire sheet or there's not enough paper there, but we're good. I'm going to layer those on there. Static. And we're going to run those through all at once. Ugh. Sorry. And you're gonna see this magic take place. Just amazing. Keep those, I might need more. Actually, I will need another one. Just gonna, nope, not my ribbon scissors. You might take your pick tool, get all these pieces, put that foil aside, and look at all this. Aren't these gorgeous? The hearts, I don't want that one, that one's broken. No broken hearts. All these like beautiful foil pieces, and this lifts up and it is just the outline of that flower as well as the other flowers in the stamp set. It's just so pretty. This looks like, is it a locust? No, a lily. I don't know why I said locust. A lily, you know, with a lily pad. That's what that looks like. And then we have the rose, which you can stamp all these images or cut the solid pieces out. And we're going to use this one. So I'm going to need another one of those. We need the hearts. And I should have done the next project in this color, but I didn't. All these pieces, they get all chewed up and then you can't get your stuff off. So there's that. And then I'm going to come in with another piece of rose paper. Or yeah, not rose, Blushing Bride. I just need to scrape this off. And this. And we are going to, so I need to trim that. It's all right. The solid pieces. So I'm going to cut 2 of these, but I do need another piece of that foil. I don't know. Oh, there's some. So I need 2 solid flowers because I'm not going to stamp those. I wanted to show you totally what this stuff does. It's so amazing. Let's just trim this off. And this piece. All right. Bring this out, lay that on there, and grab that die again that I set aside and buried. Not smart. That's how you lose things. Thanks, Terry. All right, that is going to go on there. This is a little bit wider, but it'll fit through there. All right, now we're going to do this. Now I got my machine backwards. And that's not going to work for me because I'm not left-handed. And we're going to feed that in, and it's going to play nice. Okay. All else fails, flip that over. I find that the 2s have to be on the same side for it to work. I don't know if that die was even on the paper all the way. All right, get all that mess out of here. Move this aside. We've got our pieces that went flying. We'll keep this. All right, we got all kinds of stuff everywhere. So what I need from this, and I'm just gonna pull this flower off. Now I'm not worried about the rest of them at the moment, so that I can show you how to put these together. Move my... All right, that out of the way for now. All these pieces. All right, what I want to do is grab my glue dots. Just gonna set those aside. Glue dots. And on the back of these, you see this little section right here? I'm just gonna put one glue dot on the back of that, fold it up. And it will adhere wonderfully to the other layer. So grab a folded up glue dot, place it on that little spot, and line these up. This is magic. Just brought that paper to life. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Just with one glue dot. You don't have to fuss with Tombow and all that stuff and then ruin the way the foil looks. You don't want to ruin the foil shine. And you're going to do the other one. This project is a little bit more involved than, you know, other things that I have done. So, all right, we got all those, got all our other elements. Somewhere I lost my foil heart. I will find it. It's right there. Stamping. Let's grab our stamps. Be My Valentine. You can also do Happy Anniversary. We are going to do some fun technique here. I got to wash my blocks. I'm going to do that today. I talk about it, but then I don't do it. Now, Blushing Bride is the color I'm going to choose because I want to keep it monochromatic for the most part. It's not really monochromatic, but I want to stamp in the same ink color. All right, so there's our Blushing Bride. Be My Valentine. There's enough space in there. Now you can do the masking technique, but there is enough space there where I am not getting the word Valentine in there. I'm going to stamp that towards the top. I say that, watch I did. So I have that. Clean your stamp. Usually if there is a outside of Merrimack, New Hampshire, they will even make hot chocolate using the truffles. Oh my goodness. I guess it's a good thing I don't live closer. Oh, long road trip because it's in Switzerland. There used to be a store in the big mall in Syracuse. Not that I have ever been there. Well, okay. I guess I'll just buy them in the grocery store. All right, now I want to gently just stamp the word Valentine in my ink. Now remember, there's some curve to this, so you want to just put it lower and leave a little space there so you can put a heart. It's kind of crooked, but we're okay. I'm going to go with it. And set my stamp aside, and we're going to adhere that to the other heart with Stampin' Seal. Find my silicone mat, get that fed right. There we go. See how easy that is? Just by using the silicone mat, it feeds that for me. So I don't have to get frustrated. All right. So there's that. I didn't pick out prizes for today. I need to do that. This is going to go here with dimensionals. So let's grab dimensionals. And how I'm going to do this, I don't want to interfere with the ribbon. So far, I think I end up doing it anyway. I'm going to put 2 there, 1 here, so I know where I'm placing it, and just add that on there, like so. Okay? You still can move your ribbon. You see it's not adhered down so far. Let's hope I don't mess up and cause that to not be true. I'm going to grab some of these little foil pieces that we cut out. And I think I need both of these. Yep. All right, on the back side of this, I'm going to put a little bit of seal so that I can adhere some of these leaves, like so, and just kind of build this up some. And then I might need a little bit more adhesive to put this one in there. And actually, I think I used that in Rococo Rose. So I probably should have cut more, but I'm just going to stick with the colors that I have. On my other project, I used the pink color. Like you can see, it's got the Rococo Rose there. So I should have cut like that in Blushing Bride. No big deal. It still looks amazing, right? This is going to go flush onto that. So what I want to do is just add a few glue dots, but put them where I want it to stick. So glue dots. Is anyone struggling with the glue dots being on the reverse side? I think we had this conversation last week. I actually like it more. I don't know. I think I have a little bit more control over it or something. I have no idea what my thought process is with that. Thanks, Jenny. That just gets adhered to that right there. I want to try to not gum up my heart with the gum end of my Take Your Pick tool, but I want to add that heart in the center here, like so. And I need another flower in this other piece. So we are going to want to add that here. So let's add a little bit of adhesive. And you can use glue dots if it's easier, like so. And this is going to get a dimensional because it's not going to sit. Actually, I don't like where that is. Oh, I think I'm going to put it right there. It's not going to sit directly on this heart. So I'm going to put a dimensional below where the ribbon is. Hopefully it's not going to cover up my words. And we are just going to pop that like that. And there you go. You have your little treat holder with these adorable candies. If some of you are just hopping on, this ties together like this, opens up, and you pull this little tab, and it's got those Lindor truffles on there. So that's what that treat is all about. So, all right, now let's make our card, and then we can get you guys going and enjoying the rest of your Sunday. Just gonna, sorry for the reach. All right, I'm gonna move some of this stuff out of the way. I may need some of it. We're gonna pull in Rococo Rose ink and my card. Now again, I cased the layout. I did not use same product. Well, actually I did use same product for some of it, but I did mine a little bit different. So, and she had used ribbon, where I am not using ribbon. I'm actually using some of that designer series paper. And I popped up the center heart. She had embossed the Rococo Rose layer and used the ribbon around, and I think she actually did it in Blushing Bride. So, and then on the inside, I just add a little heart. So let's go ahead, and I'm excited. I actually picked the opposite colors. So, because now you have a card. If this didn't say happy anniversary, it could be Valentine's Day. This card matches the box I made. So we'll do this one as a Valentine's so that you can match the Valentine box we just made. Okay, so we are going to have to do some cutting. Let me give you the dimensions of everything. We have the piece of black and white designer series paper is a 1/2 inch by 4. We have a piece of the Blushing Bride foil, which is a 1/4 inch by 4. We have the foil and Blushing Bride designer series paper that is 2 inches by 4. Blushing Bride to mat on the front layer is 5 1/4 by 4. We have a piece of scrap of foil that you need to make sure it measures 4 1/2 by 4, so it will cut out that beautiful background of the heart. We have our card base, which I really thought it would be cute to open up this sideways like this. Card base is basic black. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We have a piece of basic white scrap that I'm going to cut out my banner and do some stamping. And for the inside of our card, we have the basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. So first things we want to do, we can do some stamping, but I want to cut everything out and have it all ready to go. So let's move these things aside. We already have tiny little hearts that I cut out, which I'll need. So we have one in the Blushing Bride already, so we don't need to cut any more of those. So let's get our larger, the big boss. The big boss. And that awesome die that I absolutely love. So we have this die. Beautiful. We're going to use that and our base plate. So you need base plate 1 and 2. Boy, these are dirty. Base plate 3, all chewed up. And you'll need the other top layer 3, which is over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay that foil piece on there. Let me come in from the other way so you can see what I'm doing. That top plate there. And make sure it fits. I know it does. You have to do it sideways, that's why. It's about 4 inches in this way and 4 1/2 that way. So you have enough space to cut that out. Put your top layer on, your top plate on, and feed that through. I am struggling with my wrist lately. I've done a lot of cutting the last few days, so it's been bothering me. I just don't want to go to the doctor's because it'll put me out of commission. Isn't that terrible? So I have that heart that cuts out. Wow, that's bright. Let's move this so you can see. I have this heart that cuts out of the center, and then you have all this beauty that cuts out. I saw somebody lay this on top of the black paper, so it had that kind of graphic look. It was kind of cool. All right, and then anything left, you can poke out with your Take Your Pick tool, or you can grab the attachment to your Take Your Pick tool and come in. Of course, I don't have that one yet because I still have this. And just come in and you can try and get those out. Hopefully it cut okay. I'm not going to fuss with too much. Just pop those pieces out. A lot of intricate pieces. It's easier for me to see what comes out by putting it upside down or backwards. This foil, the foils come in, and I think there's 2 sheets of each in the pack. They come in Rococo Rose, Blushing Bride, and Sahara Sand. I think there's 2 of each in the pack. I can grab the book and tell you for sure. I think I would have had a better chance of getting all those little pieces out had I had my plates been a little bit newer and not torn up the way they are. Okay, so you have that. Let me just grab the book real quick. Okay, foil. It doesn't tell me. I think there's 2 sheets of each. But yeah, those are the colors. The package probably tells me. So, all right. So we have that, and we have hair, the card base. So I am going to, let's see what the card looks like. We're going to do some assembling, and then we can do our stamping. Okay. So this goes on the base of the card. Again, lift your wrist, flip it back, and it will break in the right spot. I guess I don't need to be so rough with it and leave adhesive everywhere. Oh my goodness. Eeks. Time for a second cup of coffee. Oh, that's not even in the right spot. before it gets completely stuck there. There we go. Better. All right, this goes here, but the first thing I want to do is actually put this piece down. So grab my seal. Again, do your best to not get that adhesive to the front side of the foil. This is opening that way. This is going to get about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the top. And I shouldn't have put this Blushing Bride piece on yet because I should have waited in case I had to trim any of that. But we will be okay because you can never get like a perfect measurement. Sometimes you have some stuff overlapping. All right, that piece goes flush next to that. That's that same lid that I dropped earlier. It just doesn't want to be on my table. This goes on top here with about 1/4 of an inch in between this foil piece. Just adds a little contrast in color and blends nicely with the card base. Trick to this, we are going to only put adhesive on those leaves that don't have openings, because obviously we don't want to see the adhesive or have it gum up our foil. So just add that adhesive. If you want to use glue dots, that works too, because they're little sections. And that will go on. Make sure I'm still going in the right direction. Knowing me and the way I'm struggling this morning. And just adhere that down. Isn't that gorgeous? Ah, I love it. This gets dimensionals. This is super easy once you have all your pieces cut. Find your dimensionals. Oh, right next to me. I'm going to just add 3 dimensionals to this. This is just going to give this a little bit pop. Actually, I'm going to put 4. So that I didn't like that piece of paper showing in between the heart, so I thought, let me just put this in there since that's where it came from and pop it up and give it some dimension, right? Why not? It's beautiful. Okay, it's not really centered, but we're good. All right, now we are going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day. If I can find, I know I just had that. I'm freezing out here. Oh, there it is. And that's already been used in the, so I am using Blushing Bride. I thought I had cut Rococo Rose to do another Rococo Rose card, but I didn't. So Be My Valentine. You're going to put that in the center of your scrap. Don't like that because I rocked my stamp. And again, you can use your piercing mat to prevent any issues with your stamping when you're using photopolymer. I'm wondering if that die, because this paper has a nick in it or something. Let's find the die and see if it's going to work. Seriously? I had the dropsies all morning, so there you go. I keep dropping things. All right. So this will go right over that. Obviously the way it curves, not the way I'm holding it. So it curves perfectly with the die, okay? So we're gonna run this through the machine. Grab our Baby Boss. And we're going to, I hear my dog outside. Good thing we're almost done. All right, I want to show you how to line this up. Now, because this is not a magnetic platform, if you are more comfortable using a machine that you still have a magnetic platform for, please feel free to do that, okay? I'm going to hope that I can get this the way I need it. And actually, that's not even the plate I need. I need this one. I just didn't clean it off from the last time I used it. All right, let's try that again. If I can't get this to lay the way I need it to, I probably will grab my other, the Big Boss. But that looks okay. Let's run this through. So yes, the key to using the Baby Boss with the plates so that they feed in the right way is to make sure your numbers, I've found that your numbers are lined up. even if you have to flip them to interchange them to, you know, kind of help things along and, you know, because they wear and stuff like that. I've found that as long as you line the numbers up, it works better. I'm not sure if it's the way the plates are built or what. All right, we're all done with that. So there's a trick to this. You can see there is actually some score lines that the, so it embosses, it leaves stitching, it embosses the score lines, it leaves the stitch edge, and, you know, obviously cuts out the banner. So you want to score those or varnish them. I just folded them the wrong way. You get what I'm saying. So fold under first. It just brings this banner to life. And there's that. And that is going to adhere right there. So what I found is that putting adhesive on this piece, it threw me off because my words are right there, but I remembered now that I had a boo-boo. All right. And so I'm going to put one side down first. I want it at an angle. I want to make sure it's not going over the side of my card, so it will go in the envelope. And that side down next. And it has that spring in it, you know, because it's, if you want to adhere that down, which I did with this, you can do that, but, or you can add a dimensional, but it's fine that way, right? Or if you know, you can stick it down with a dimensional if you'd like to. Now I want to just grab one of those hearts, which I've already misplaced. Actually, I need two of them that are Blushing Bride. So there is one. I'm going to hope this one is too. Oh. I know I had another one. And if I can't find it, that's okay too. I'm flinging stuff everywhere, so it's a wonder I can't find it. Okay, so for now, we'll just decorate the outside. I'm going to grab a glue dot again. My hands are freezing. I didn't turn the heater on. Grab a glue dot. And I'm going to put that heart right there. Like so. And then this paper will go on the inside. Wow, I've been on a long time. I'm so sorry. I thought I was like having a quick video today, but thank you all for being here with me and sticking around. And then you just end it with putting another heart on the inside like I did with this, but I'll have to cut some more right there. And that is your project. So I really hope you enjoyed this. So now you have a little Valentine, right? You have a little Valentine, and you have Valentines that your kids can make. So, or your grandkids. So there you go. Those are the projects today. I really hope you enjoyed this class. I'm sorry that I took longer than I anticipated. Wow. But thanks. Thanks for being here. Totally appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. I hope you have a wonderful week. Stay well, be safe, and I will see you again soon. I'm going to share some more projects throughout the week. I hope that I can find some time to make some more with this amazing kit. And again, I'll be having a class in February with Lori. So, all right, everyone, many blessings. I will see you again soon. Bye.